Hey everyone, welcome to wrestletalk. Evolution, more commonly known as Randy Orton, Bautista, Ric Flair, and Triple H. We're going to start out with Randy Orton, more commonly known as Randall Keith Orton, born on April 1st in 1980. He was born in Knoxville, Tennessee, and currently resides in St. Charles, Missouri. He was married to Samantha Spino, but they got divorced in 2013, and now he's married to a woman named Kimberly Castler, and he has two children. His only ring name is Randy Orton. He's 6'5", 250 pounds, built from St. Louis, Missouri, and trained by Bob Orton Jr., Dave Finlay, Mid-Missouri Wrestling Alliance, Ohio Valley Wrestling, South Broadway Athletic Club, and he debuted on March of 18th of 2000. His finishers are the Full Nelson Slam, which was in OVW, an O-Zone, which is an overdrive, the RKO, which is a jumping cutter sometimes used as an elevated position or a studded counter to an opponent, and the running punt kick to an opponent's head, usually to cause a storyline concussion, usually rarely thereafter. And signature moves include the Garvin Stomp, adopted from Ron Garvin, the elevated DDT, most often performed on a wrestler hanging from the middle rope, and dropkick, among others. He is a multiple-time champion, OVW Hardcore Champion twice, and the last one. But more commonly in the WWE, he is a former World Heavyweight Champion 4 times and the final one. World Tag Team Champion once with Edge as part of Rated RKO. WWE Championship or WWE World Heavyweight Champion 8 times. WWE Intercontinental Champion once, and WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions currently 1 time with Bray Wyatt. Moving on to his personal, his filmography, which he was in 4 movies: Countdown as himself, The Condemned 2 as Will Tanner, 12 Rounds 2 Reloaded as Nick Melanie, and That's What I Am, Ed Friel. In television, he plays James Richards in Shooter and Deal or No Deal as himself. He resides in St. Charles, Missouri. He was married to Samantha Spino. Their first child, a daughter named Elena Marie Orton, was born on July 12th of 2008, and since then he got remarried to a woman named Kimberly Kessler, and they have their first child together. And the daughter named Brooklyn Rose Orton was born on November 22nd of 2016. He has hypermobile shoulders. He had a United States Marine Corps tattoo on his left arm, but it was covered up after receiving his bad conduct discharge. He was medically cleared to wrestle after breaking his collarbone in the last man standing match at One Night Stand against Triple H, which he re-injured his collarbone in a motorcycle accident on July 30th of 2013. He was attacked by a specular in Cape Town during a WWE tour of South Africa. WWE stated that the attack was not part of planned events. He appeared on talk shows such as Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote Taboo Tuesday, which he appeared alongside John Cena, Bobby Lashley, and Edge. He is a popular figure on Vine, transitioning from the RKO out of nowhere. With that said, I think we are going to move on to Dave Bautista, more commonly known as Bautista, or more commonly known as Dave Michael Bautista Jr., born on January 18th, 1969. And he was born on January 18th, 1969, which you heard me right, and he was born in Washington, D.C., United States. He has 2 children. He was married and divorced 2 times. Once to a woman named Glenda, once to a woman named Angie, and I'm assuming, is still with Sarah Jade. His real names are Bautista, Dave Bautista, Deacon Bautista, Archon, and Lethithon. I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry. 6'6", 290 pounds, built from Washington, D.C., trained by Alpha and Noai, Marcy Crump, and Ohio Valley Wrestling, and he debuted in 2000. His finishing moves are the Bautista Bite or the Beast Bite, which is a crossface scissors armbar combination, and the Bautista Bomb, or the Demon Bomb, which is from OVW, which is a sit-out powerbomb with an affix. His signature moves include the Big Boot, multiple power slam variations, and the Spear, among others. Championship-wise, in the WWE, he is a former World Heavyweight Champion 4 times, World Tag Team Champion 3 times, twice with Ric Flair and once with John Cena. WWE Champion twice, WWE Tag Team Champion once with Rey Mysterio, among others. He appeared in many movies such as The Boss, Kickboxer, Vintage, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Riddick, among others. He was also completely removed due to his double murder and suicide after the controversy of the book mentioning Chris Benoit. WWE pretty much fired him for that, I guess. He was confirmed for the third WWE 12 DLC pack, which was released on January 2012. He was in a backstage incident with Booker T, who apparently those two got into a fight backstage. He had steroid allegations against him. And there was books that he came out with. He's a mixed martial artist as well, where he won against Vince Lorico by TKO punches, where his current record is 1-0. Okay, moving on to Ric Flair, more commonly known as Richard Morgan Flair, born on February 25th, 1949. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee. He was married 4 times. He was married to Leslie Goodman, Elizabeth Harrell, Tiffany Van DeMark, and Jackie Beams, and he has 4 kids, including Reed, Ashley, and David Flair. Ashley, more commonly known as Charlotte Flair. His ring names are the Black Scorpion Ric Flair, Ric Flair, and Ricky Rhodes. 6'1", 243 pounds, built from Charlotte, North Carolina, trained by Vern Gagne, and he debuted in December 10th of 1972 and retired on December 3rd of 2012. His finishers include the double knee drop, which is from his early career, and the figure 4 leg drop. His signature moves include the flop, which is a drop face first to the mat, usually after a punch with an affix. Low blow, multiple suplex variations, and poking or raking of the opponent's eyes. He had multiple championships throughout his career, but in WWE he is a World Tag Team Champion 3 times, with Bautista twice and Roddy Piper once, WWE Intercontinental Champion once, WWF Champion twice, Royal Rumble winner in 1992, WWE Hall of Famer twice with the Four Horsemen and single. And he is a 17-time world champion altogether. And backstage, he had backstage problems with Ric Flair, had backstage problems with Bret Hart, Shane Douglas, Mick Foley, Hulk Hogan, and Bruno Sammartino. He had legal problems, such as an incident of road rage and financial business called Ric Flair. He has opened a financial business called Ric Flair Finance, but he had to file bankruptcy. He worked for TNA as well. He made appearances in movies such as Magic Mike, Nature Boy, as an Uncle Grandpa, Stuff You Should Know, and Baywatch, among others. He was given the nickname Nature Boy. I think that is it. We're going to move on to Triple H, more commonly known as Paul Michael Levesteen. I'm pronouncing that right. Born on July 27, 1969. He was born in Nashua, New Hampshire, but currently resides in Weston, Connecticut. He has 3 children. He's married to Stephanie McMahon. His ring names are Triple H, Terrorizing, John Paul Levesteen, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. 6'4", 255 pounds, built from Boston, Massachusetts as Terrorizing or Terrorizing. Greenwich, Connecticut as Hunter Hearst Helmsley or Triple H. And Santa Mark Ellison as Sean Paul Levesteen. He was trained by Killer Kowalski, and he debuted on March 24th, 1992. His finishers are the pedigree, more commonly known as the double underhook facebuster, the pedigree pendulum or pedigree perfection, which is a cutter adopted from Diamond Dallas Page, and the release or inverted Indian deathlock, which was from WCW. His signature moves include the high knee, the flowing DDT, figure 4 leg lock, and the chop block, among others. He had multiple championships throughout his career, but in WWE he is a former WWF Tag Team Champion twice with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels, WWF European Champion twice, WWF WWE Intercontinental Champion 5 times, WWE or WWF Undisputed Champion or WWE Champion or WWE World Heavyweight Champion 9 times, the World Heavyweight Champion 5 times, Unified WWE Tag Team Champions once with Shawn Michaels, among others. He appeared in shows such as Pacific Blue, The Drew Carey Show, The Mad TV, Blade Trinity, Inside Out, Scooby-Doo WrestleMania, Mystery, WWE Power Series, Robot Chicken, and others. He has 2 books written about him. Him, alongside with Stephanie McMahon, created Connor's Crew to help find cancer to honor Connor the Crusher Mahalik, a WWE fan who died of cancer at the age of 8. He is a fan of the band Motorhead, which sings his theme songs throughout his career for Triple H. He had once a relationship with former WWE wrestler and sadly passed away Chyna. He currently works for WWE as a CEO. and he also